Hey everyone, Anthony Cosenza here with Casa Realty Group, and you can tell I'm sporting my team. For those who know me, you know I'm a big Bengals fan, and they need to rally some of the troops here and get on the winning track. They had a rough week last week, so I'm trying to wear my orange shirt, my Bengals hat, and really getting them going. So let's hope I'm sending them the vibes for a win this weekend. But again, I'm Anthony Cosenza with Casa Realty Group. Happy to be with you in this mid-September end-of-week update. We had some other videos this week and different things on our social media. Hopefully you've been keeping up with that. We are on Instagram at Casa Realty Group. You can find us on the Facebook page, Casa Realty Group's Facebook page there. And then, of course, independently, the agents and brokers throughout have our own Facebook page, Instagram accounts, all that kind of stuff. We also, of course, stream this to our YouTube channel and everything. So a lot of different avenues for you to check out some of the things we've got going on and some of the things we want to relay to you. You can get in touch with us, casabellasocal@gmail.com, and of course, casabellarealtygroup.com as well. So hit us up if we can be a resource to you in terms of just answering some questions, pointing you in the right direction with different things that you're kicking around in terms of ideas. If you need an industry professional referral, whether it's a handy person, interior decorators, any of that kind of stuff, stagers, photographers, we've got all that as part of our service package to you. So we want to help you however possible. We've got a lot to get to today. We've got our MLS data, a lot of housing data for Orange County, and then, of course, a couple of headlines, some of which may scare you a little bit, and others that help you get ready to sell and then potentially buy a home from there. So we've got a lot to get to, like I said. And of course, we also have some home loan information. We already gave you the rates and stuff earlier this week and whatnot, but other things to get to. And then, of course, we're going to highlight something in the community, as we always do as well, and then leave you with a video of some of the transactions and things that we have done of late as a brokerage, just to kind of catch you up with things. So let's get to the market information, and we'll start with some headlines from some publications. All right, let's start. I guess let's get the scary one out of the way if we can, and let's go with the OC Register. And this is, they are relaying a study that was done of 575 counties across the United States. 13 California counties land on riskiest housing markets list. Now, when you look at the amount of counties and actually where some of these counties land on a list of 575, grand scheme of things, it's not overly scary. Most of the big ones, you see the 50 riskiest include 9 around New York City, 6 in Chicago area. So major metropolitan areas in the Midwest and East Coast kind of headline that thing. But here again, the OC Register relaying a study done, and this is by Jonathan Lansner from OC Register and Bloomberg. And you can see here, this is another survey done from Adam. 13 of the 575 counties studied. There are 13 are spread across California, San Bernardino, and Riverside. So here's the list. You see here are the areas, you can see where some of the major ones are in Chicago. But you see Madera, Merced, Kern. Now, I want to go back up here for a second, because what is this based off of? All of these counties, this is the paragraph where they're using the metrics involved. All of these counties have higher levels of unaffordable housing, more mortgages larger than home values, above average foreclosure rates, and troublesome unemployment. Counties least at risk were concentrated in the South and Midwest, apart from Chicago. Now, this is the other thing to think about with this, is that it's not all of, they say all of these have this. Some are a combination of some are a combination of all. One, they may be really high in one area, low in another area. It just depends. But those are the metrics that they did use in terms of California. So 13 California counties landed in the top 50. And then there are others that landed in the overall area. So little bit of good news. There are only a couple here that are pretty high up in Southern California. And then there are others that are more in Central California, Northern California, that sort of thing. But again, you can see here, coming in, one of the first ones in kind of the true Southern California area. San Bernardino, 55% income ratio, 16.1% underwater, 8.5% unemployment, pretty high there. Riverside at 8.4% unemployment. They come in at number 33, Riverside County, 68% income ratio, 6.7% underwater. So in a little better shape in a lot of ways than San Bernardino. And then you keep going down. You got Humboldt, Tulare, Solano, Fresno, Stanislaus, El Dorado. LA comes right there at number 95 on this list of 575 in terms of riskiest counties in which to buy. Sacramento, Monterey going North County there, Sonoma, Ventura, that's southish California. Then you get to 165, San Diego, 66% income ratio, 7% underwater, 7.3% unemployment. And here is Orange County, a little bit above the midway point of the entire list of 575 counties polled in terms of riskiest. So 82% income ratio, 5.3% underwater, 6.9% unemployment. Little high on the unemployment. The big thing here, I think, to take into account, obviously, is in Orange County, the home prices are a lot larger than a lot of these other counties. And so you can kind of take that with the equation here. But all in all, especially if you're looking at Orange County and a number of areas in Southern California, even LA County, not that high up on the list as much, at least not as much as the others in New York and Chicago, 95. And then, of course, you've got San Diego coming in a little bit above, a little bit higher on the risk scale than Orange County at 165. So some of these areas still in this surrounding area of Orange County, the major counties in the Southern California area, still pretty relatively low. San Diego, Orange County on the list. Of course, San Bernardino and Riverside counties coming up a little higher. LA, not as high as I would have assumed on this, but interesting article from the Orange County Register there. Not to scare folks, but again, this is information that can help you as you go out and search for homes, and obviously something to keep in the back of your mind. And the other thing with it too is if you are moving from one of those counties and into another one of those counties, it's not just within your own county there. If you're moving from county to county, that's something that I think is interesting to note now. All right, so with that, okay, well, I'm thinking it's still about selling my house. I'm thinking about doing different things, and what do I need to do to get this prepared? We've kind of given you some tips, tricks, etc. And there are some more articles here from Realtor.com that continue to hammer home some of the points that we have been giving you on these videos in terms of preparing to sell your home. So let's start with the first question. We'll kind of go in order here. Should I sell my home now? Selling your home is a big decision. Is it a seller's market? Well, obviously it goes from region to region, neighborhood to neighborhood, community to community, but it's still right now a bit of a seller's market. And if you've been paying attention to these videos, the keyword we've been using and other outlets have been using is balanced. Things are balancing out. Things are balancing out, in terms of, the buyer frenzy and what they are offering and maybe even not offering at this point in time is completely different than 3 or 4 months ago even. So again, it is a seller's market now but it's balanced. Does that mean you can potentially get is your home a different value than it was a couple of months ago? Maybe not, because you may be able to still net a high amount. But this time you're accepting a contingent buyer, or you're accepting someone that is needing a longer escrow, whereas before you're not necessarily, you're weeding those people out on the front end. So you can still get a lot of things that you want and capitalize as a seller on your equity that you've accrued on your home in a lot of different ways. But again, it's just a different market, a more balanced market than it was 4 months ago, 5 months ago in 2021. These are the questions you should be asking yourself, though, aside from, is it a seller's market? Does your home no longer fit your life? That's a great question, because maybe you're starting a family. Maybe you don't like one of these counties in which you are residing and you want to make a move to another county. Are you an empty nester? Are you just looking for an investment property? What are the things? What are your goals? what's going on in your actual life here, your personal life, that's affecting you to want to potentially sell and then maybe buy another property as well. And then, of course, can you afford your home and maintain it, that sort of thing. And that also goes, it parlays into the buying thing. But you got to ask yourselves these questions, and you got to consult with a real estate professional, a brokerage, and people who are looking out for your best interests and obviously give you the best information, do the homework for you, and all of that. So these are questions, again, when you say, should I sell my home now? Well, what's the next question in the line of questionings here? And realtor.com's got a nice series of these that we are going to share with you. How much is my home worth? Well, more statements and questions that come with this. Check out the comps, and you can check out comps. You can do your homework. Buyers or sellers right now, buyers as well, are pretty well educated in a lot of different ways because they've got a lot of access to digital information. However, your real estate brokerages, your real estate agents, your realtors are the professionals that help you get this information. They compile that info and more in depth instead of saying, oh, there's, a couple open houses in this area, or in your track, there's a couple of houses that are pending. There's a longer, they could look for a longer period of time, really dive into the weeds. What's the price per square foot? All of these things to help you navigate everything that you need to answer this question. What is my home worth? There are also home value calculators where you can kind of, go online and figure all of that out as well. So those are things to think about. And then, of course, here's what I said right here: consult a real estate agent. You're going to want to do that. One you trust, one that is looking out for your best interest, and one that is going to do the homework and legwork for you. There are cash offers still to be had out there, so keep that in mind. And then, of course, what's your home worth? What have you done since you've lived in your house in terms of, did you paint the exterior? Did you redo a bathroom? Did you redo the kitchen? Have you completely redone the flooring? What have you done? Because when a real estate agent, a realtor, presents you with the comps, they're going to say, these are the ones in the area. As I look around your home, I see this, that, and the other. And here's how these potentially compare to these that have sold or are currently listed in your home. You have these home improvements, they do not, or vice versa. So you gotta do a lot of different math and compare, contrast, that sort of thing to get the true answer of what is your home worth. And then let's keep going down the line of questions here as we go down. Let's see, what is the next one? How should I sell my home? Should I sell my home? What's my home worth? Okay, I kind of got a picture of that. So how do I go about putting it on the market and selling it with a real estate agent? Well, you sell it with a real estate agent. That's probably your best bet, because here are a couple of reasons why. Number one, brokerages, whether they're the big chain brokerages or reputable local independent brokerages, have substantial E&O policies, errors and omissions policy, insurance policies. So if there are some issues that happen within a transaction or whatever, you are protected as a client. And it's the onus is on the brokerages to make sure that things go smoothly. If there are some issues with the contracts or what have you, it's on the brokerage. It's on the real estate agent. It is not on you, the seller, or you, the buyer, in this regard. And that's why listing with a real estate agent or a reputable brokerage is, I know I'm partial, but the best way to go. And it's the best way to go in a number of different ways. And then, of course, you can sell it to a different company if you want to do that. You can sell your home on your own. And a lot of folks consider this, and they think about, going the for sale by owner route. And some folks have success in this, but some get in the weeds and they go, because they're thinking about commissions and what else can I keep in my own pocket? And rightfully so. That's a valid question. But you're also, if you are not a realtor or a real estate agent by trade and you have another job, your spouse has another job, you have kids, all these other things, now you're taking on an additional job that includes contracts, that includes marketing, that includes open houses, setting up showing appointments, and all of that come with properly selling your home and getting top dollar for it. And so that's why you enlist a professional. But there are those who want to sell it on your own, and that is an option for you. But again, I know I'm partial, but this and all of the things a real estate agent, a realtor does for you, and its brokerage, the services they provide, the referrals they can provide you, and taking things off of your shoulders and keeping it with them. That's obviously the ideal. And then, like I said, the errors and omissions situation. That is far more likely in a for sale by owner situation than it would be with an agent and or a brokerage that is very, very well educated and well versed in contracts, etc. So, all right, we've talked about, should I sell my home? What's my home worth? And how should I sell my home? Now, okay, I understand. I've got it. I've hired a real estate agent. I know about what I'm listing it for. And I figure that, yeah, though the market's changed, it's a good time to sell. So, what do I need to do to get it going and have it put its best foot forward, so to speak? Obviously, you're going to want to get your paperwork. You're going to want to, if you have made home improvements, who did them? Where's the paperwork on that? If you had plumbing work done, if you had a leak or any of that kind of stuff, keep a lot of that paperwork, as well as when you purchase the home, all of that stuff, you got to have access to it. And if you do not have a lot of that, or especially the initial paperwork upon purchase and whatnot, as you enter in an escrow, title insurance companies and whatnot will have a lot of that paperwork digitally for you as well. But yeah, I mean, you're going to want to have to keep a lot of your records, receipts, and disclosures, all that kind of stuff. So that's one. Of course, check out what the flaws are around your house. If you need, maybe you're like, hey, okay, I've got it. I've talked to my agent and I think I know what my home's worth, but if I add in some new carpet, if I add in a coat of paint inside or outside, if I add in this or that, I can actually add X amount more money onto the list price and value to the home. Or you say, I've already done a lot in my house. I think it's ready to go. And you can kind of just knock off little things there. But from there, you can make a little checklist of what's important, what's not. You can decide what to repair and what to renovate. And then, of course, consider selling your home as is. Now, this is tricky because of the market change. And this is what I've told a lot of folks. If you are, if this was 6 months ago, if this was 2021 and you hadn't done really any work for it and it just your home needs a lot of updating, chances are you could put it on the market and get top dollar for it and it would go very fast. Now what's going on is homes are still moving fast on the market. They are moving slower right now, but homes are moving more quickly. But what you're seeing is the ones that are moving more quickly are the ones that are priced realistically, still competitively, but realistically, and also ones that are in a bit more quote unquote turnkey condition, or those that have a bit more upgrades or things of that nature. And if you're like, I don't want people coming in and out of my house. I've owned this home for 30 years. I'm ready to just get as much equity as I possibly can, make it as easy on us as possible. I'm going to sell it as it is. Okay, then you adjust your price from there. You adjust your list price and your expectations from there. So that's kind of a step-by-step situation with and some headlines that I found to be pretty helpful for sellers as they look to navigate things and ask themselves, should I sell my house in this market? Okay. If I do, what's it worth? How do I sell my home? And then, of course, what do I need to do to get my home ready to sell? And then, of course, this article, and there's an article on Realtor Magazine. I don't really like this piece of advice per se, but it talks about how you may want to shop around for mortgages and all that sort of thing. I like that advice to make sure that in the realm of find the best program for you. You're going to want to do that, right? You're going to want the best service provider. You're going to want the best loan rate. You're going to want the best, people behind you. But that comes with a caveat. Of course, if you're shopping around to a bunch of different people and I've got the lowest rate here, you may have a situation where the customer service isn't as great. You may have a situation where, this lender that you choose doesn't follow through or come through with what they say they do. And so while I say, yes, you do want to shop around, our brokerage, really likes to hone down into a small number of preferred providers and preferred vendors for our clients that we know, trust, and that we know can also come up with a lot of different alternatives, a lot of different programs, and a lot of different things to help folks get get into the best loan program possible. And also that they get into a competitive loan program with a good interest rate, but also with a company that'll see it through, that'll provide them with good customer service, and that will close the loan and do so in a timely manner. So all of that is important. So yes, shop around, but I also consult with your real estate agent. If you don't have a mortgage professional already in your pocket, consult with your real estate agent, and they will refer you to some great people that'll help you out. And then from there, you can maybe do your shopping as well, because our brokerage prides itself on being loyal to a lot of, to our group and our referral base. So we want to provide options to our clients, but we also pride ourselves on our loyalty and whatnot. Okay, let's get moving on to before we get to our community spotlight, and before we get to a video to close up with the recent transactions of the brokerage. Here you go. This is the Casa Realty Group, September 16th. And this is specific to Orange County now. MLS update. Okay, so we're gonna do sales, and we're gonna do listing side and rentals. Here you go, right here. Coming soon, 120 on the listing side, 84 of those from September 17th through the 25th. So over the next week, active 36, 37. That has stayed a bit level. 302 of those from September 9th through September 16th. That stayed a bit level over the last week or two. Did drop from a couple of weeks prior, though. Active under contract, 1,031, 255 of those from September 9th through September 16th. Pending sales. Of course, active under contract means you're under contract, but there are contingencies in place. Pending means those contingencies have been removed. 1,124 right now in Orange County, 154 of those from September 9th through September 16th. So then let's go to the rental update coming soon. 39 total. You can see here about these numbers are a third or a half of what the list market is. 20 of those from September 17th through the next week, 25th. Active 1875, only 1,875 active rentals on the market. 267 of those from September 9th through the 16th over the past week. 174 pending, 69 of those from the past week, and 223 closed since September 9th. So again, when you compare and contrast, there is not a lot of opportunity in terms of rentals that are out there. That is a hyper competitive market right now. And really, I've said this for the past month or so, but the rental market is where the listing market, the purchase side was a handful of months ago. It is hyper competitive. It's taking a number of different applications and highly qualified people to get into specific rental properties right now. It's going to take a little while for that to start balancing out a little bit as well. But for right now, I mean, you looked at it, it was about almost 3,700 in terms of active listings in Orange County, and just about 1,800 active rental properties, so just about half. So there is a big disparity there. Still, again, when you look at the grand scheme of things, and some people on the selling side, with all of the information that I just went over on those checklists and questions to ask yourself and all of that, some sellers are saying, it's just not a good seller's market right now. No, it's just different. You still look at the active inventory, 3,600 throughout the entire county of Orange in the MLS. That's not a lot of homes. So there's still demand there. It's just that it's balancing out a bit, because where that number was at the beginning of this year, January, February, even December of 21, it was it ranged from about 1,100 to 1,300, and now it's at 3,600. So obviously the inventory has jumped up quite a bit, but still in the grand scheme of things, and when you look at the entire county of Orange, 3,600 active homes is not a ton on the inventory side. So things to kind of keep into perspective as you try and traverse this real estate market. Okay, let's get to a community spotlight, and then we're going to leave you with our transactions that we've kind of done in very recent history here. So here you go. Let's get to the community spotlight. So Halloween is right around the corner. And with that, guess what comes around this time of year? Pumpkin patches, Pumpkin City, the one in it would be Lake Forest, I guess, Laguna Hills, the old Laguna Hills Mall. They have a large section of that mall's parking lot dedicated to Pumpkin City. This has rides. This has carnival games. This has a beer garden, beer and wine garden. This has food. This has all kinds of different things for people of all ages to enjoy. Obviously, been around a while, since 1978. So you can see here they have the one in Laguna Hills. It does, I believe it opens up September 30th. So at the end of this month through basically the Halloween time there, free admission on Monday through Friday before 4 p.m. It's a small fee to get in after. And then, of course, you go in there and you pay for tickets to play games and different things of that nature. But the hours Monday through Thursday, 11 to 8:30, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, 10 to 10. So it's open for a long time. Again, fun for all ages. Carnival games, food, beer and wine garden, all kinds of different things to allow you to enjoy. There's also vendors that I think they also sell like kind of different crafts and things like that. I think there's also crafts for kids to engage in as well. So there's a lot of different things, maybe even a petting zoo. I can't remember. At any rate, you can see here's the Oktoberfest beer garden hours, a little bit different from the other hours there. But look, obviously this also turns into a Christmas tree farm later in the year, but the Pumpkin City Pumpkin Farm is really a lot of different it's got a lot of different things for the family. And of course, it's been a staple in kind of South Orange County, almost Central Orange County, Laguna Hills Mall. So go check it out. We're getting a leg up on it here because it doesn't open until a little bit later this month, but it's going to come around the bend before you know it, and so will Halloween. So get your family over to Pumpkin City's Pumpkin Patch. A lot of fun. There's like, those bounce house slides and bounce houses in general. There's all kinds of stuff there. Go have fun with it. All right, we're going to get out of here. We've got through a lot of information. Hopefully you found it all informative, helpful, whatever. You've got, answering the questions. Should I sell my home in this market? How much is my home worth? How do I sell my home? All of that. And how do I prepare my house to be sold? And then, of course, we went through the Orange County MLS updates for Orange County and all of the numbers there. We gave you a community spotlight of Pumpkin City's Pumpkin Patch. And now we're just going to leave you with our brokerage's recent transactions, buying, selling, leasing. We've done it all in recent months. And we want to help you with any of your needs on that front or any questions we can answer for you. We want to be a resource for you. Please let us do that. CasabellaSoCal@gmail.com or CasabellRealtyGroup.com. You can check out our website. Thanks, everybody. Have a great weekend, and we'll be back next week with more information for you on the real estate market. Take care.